This one is for YotaCrawler1. This is my spring hanger. It's I think a 1.5 inch drop over stock. Like the stock thing goes about there. Mine's lowered. Basically, this is just a piece of 2.5 by 2.5. It's a 1/4 inch thick, and then all I did was I cut out a couple tabs. This one on my other one on Beastie 2 there, what I did is I made this back more so that it supported more on the length of the frame. But yeah, there you can see the tube runs full width. I put an end cap on it, which also doubles as the tab. I basically laid these 4 pieces together and ground them all and cut them so that they're all the same size and everything. And then I cut out a notch for this pipe on 2 of them, the 2 inner ones. The outer ones don't have anything cut out of them because I needed them for end caps. And then I just bent a couple pieces of steel and welded them on for the front kind of bash guards or whatever. They protect the springs, but as you can see, I guess I didn't lift it. This hole wasn't dropped enough and the spring was rubbing on the frame, so, or on the, you get it. But yeah, it took me, I don't know, I got this piece cut, I think it's 32.5, I think, don't quote me on that. But all I did to measure was on the stock hangers, I measured from the inside, or the outside, no, the inside of the outside tab on both ends, and then I got them to cut the pipe, or the square tube to that. And then that way, like, it's perfectly aligned and everything. I measured the spring bushing that goes inside the spring, and then I got the spacing for the width for both of them that way. And then I left the bushing in there. I put a bolt through it and tightened it down a little bit, and then I tacked both the tabs on, removed the bushing, and fully welded it. So also, when you do this mod, you cannot reuse that stock leaf spring pin that they use. So all I did, I think this is an 18 mil hole. It fits 18 or I can't remember exactly what size bolt, but I did not need to reuse the spring bushings. Apologize. Yeah, so it's 18 mil. So you don't need the bushing because the bushing takes a 14 mil bolt and adapts it to an 18 mil hole. So all I did was I just drilled a hole. I can't remember what size it was. It's a little bit bigger than 1/2 inch. But again, I had all these plates clamped together when I drilled the hole so that they were all perfectly straight. And then for welding it onto here, I did a pass all the way along the front. I did it down and in there. But one thing that I did on Beastie 2 that I didn't do on this one is I had little shims in here. I had one here and one there to weld it both to this and to that, so just to make it a little bit stronger. So that's basically all I did. And this little tab thing here, I fully welded that around the back and everything. So that's what I did. It's a little bit of work, but you can get it at any height you want, any height you want to make it. This one I think is 1.5 or 2 inch drop. I think the stock trail gear one is like a 1.5 inch drop, or maybe even a 1 inch drop. It's not that big. It's like 80 bucks or something. It might be cheaper at your location, but this is the one I built for Beastie 2. It's a little bit bigger. This is a 3 inch drop one, so my pinion is angled up. I've also got the 3-degree shims in it, and I also stock the Toyota axles or the spring perches are not the same height. You have to weld a 3/8 like spacer to this side, to make it so that it levels out. Like when I did this mod and just had the leaf springs and stuff, it was always tilted to the driver's side, so that shim there that I made fixed it. So apologize. Yeah, so yeah, you can see this one I welded those little tabs or shims or whatever you want to call them in there, and also this back piece is a little bit more, it's longer. The other one only came to about here. I gave it another like 1 inches, I don't know, something like that. The total length of that that piece is about 3 inches, so that's what I did for that. And you can see I made my own box, friggin' IFS box mount thing. And yeah, if I could do this different, what I would do is I'd drop the box down a little bit more and get a flat pitman arm. But I tried mocking up a flat one, and this top bolt hit the frame, so it wasn't gonna work for me. But yeah, the drag link angle is pretty good, so I'm not really worried about it. It's just when I stuff this tire, depending on how hard I stuff it, I'm kind of worried about hitting that. Like I remember I jumped my red truck, Beastie, when it was still going. I jumped it and the spring actually smashed into that. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bit dented, so just another thing to think about. Oh wait, you've already got your pitman arm. Never mind. In that case, what you could do is you could even tilt your box a little bit more so that this is sitting up about there. But again, these are all just suggestions. Yeah.